So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want to welcome back all of you back to the most important watch market update show and channel out there. We are always trying to bring you guys, you know, things that make sense to you out there. Things that make sense to you guys. We really do. Please do us a big favor, and you guys have been doing us a big favor because it's really showing. It's really showing. It's just really showing. We know it's really showing. So don't forget to continue giving us a thumbs up and also let your friends out there know that you know about a real good channel that talks a little bit about everything, most of all about watches, but we talk a little bit about everything out there. So let them know that we're around. Okay, so maybe they'll subscribe to our channel as well. All right, guys. Um, I also want to start by telling telling all of you out there, and I know that most of you they are here. You are originals, and you guys know about who we are. We are a public service watch announcement channel. We try to direct the public, collectors that collect watches in the right path. So they don't make mistakes. I'm gonna try to use better words so they won't get upset at me because, as you know, I have to say we are a channel that is always under attack, and so I'm gonna pick and choose certain words so they won't get upset and continue attacking this channel. But we are a public service watch announcement channel, and we want to just always, continue helping you people out there, from not paying, not overpaying for watches that you should not be in overpaying. We try to do that, try to give you that. There's a lot of people that don't like us for that because the only ones that can say watch market prices is the secondary grade watch market channels and dealers, and they've never had somebody like our channel that says, well, this is my price, that's your price, but this is my price, and I respect their prices. So I if I respect their prices, which is just me and Kino to me, Joaquin to you, they should respect ours, because we respect theirs, even though that we don't agree with them. But we try to give you guys what it is. We try to give you the truth. That you should be paying for certain watch models and brands and all that stuff. I spoke to you the other day, and I'm gonna say it again one more time. You know, basically, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, and it's the truth. You have you have one watch brand that everybody milks. Milks like milking a cow. And you know what brand that is. You guys have to know what watch brand that is. You know, and so that brand, if you guys don't know, is Rolex. Rolex. Let's be honest. It's Rolex. You have Rolex, you have AP, you have Patek, you have Vacheron, and you have that lonely Richard Mille watch that basically is just drowning in water. It's like in a sinkhole. But in reality, if you look at AP watches makes this little amount, right? If you look at Patek Philippe makes this little amount. If you look at the lonely Richard Mille, they make this little amount. But if you look at Rolex, they make this amount. Big amount. Of a lot of Rolex out there. Don't believe. This is just my theory. It's mine. So it doesn't have to be yours. Don't believe the situation that they tell you that they produce a million watches a year. Come on. I've been around this for many years, and I'm telling you, man, it is the watch that is the most I say produce. You know, probably maybe Seiko produces a little more than them, but you know, it's Rolex. Everybody is banking on Rolex. If you look at any watch platform and social media, is being bombarded by Rolex watches. Rolex, you know, I don't even want to make the crown no more because you guys know Rolex is the king. You know, Rolex is the king of watches. It's the king. You know, no matter what they tell you, Rolex is the king of watches. They're numero uno, numero uno. They're numero uno. The rest, they're there, they're there. But the ones which is King Kong is Rolex. If you guys don't understand what I mean, well, try to understand me. I don't want to keep on holding your hands and just Rolex is it, Bobby. The rest is just there. Is there. And so I want you guys to know that the Rolex is numero uno. Don't forget about that, numero uno. And you know it, Nelson. You still have people out there that they're telling you that, hey man, the watch market is not there. There's people out there, ladies and gentlemen, that they swear that the watch market is up and running. They swear that the watch market is booming. And I don't know, I don't know what they're, I don't know what they are looking at, but the watch market at this moment is in a lot of danger. On August the 7th, there's going to be a lot of different watch companies over there from Swiss, from Geneva, and we don't know what the King of Watch is gonna do, with that 39% tariff. We don't know, but who knows? Maybe could Rolex lower their prices? Can Rolex do something? I don't know because 39% on watches being brought into the United States at 39%. It's an unbelievable. I want to ask certain people in this live stream. I'll ask Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil, what do you think is going to happen with that 39%? Is it going to be enforced? Is it going to happen on the 7th of August? Is it a sketch? Is it a something happening, over there in that place in Pennsylvania Avenue, the new administration? Can somebody give me a little feedback on what you guys believe, Okay, a small incremental, okay, increases over, okay, maybe that could be it, so that you guys, some of you don't believe that 39 is going to be enforced on the 7th of August. You think it's just, it's more of a publicity stunt, right? I don't know, maybe something to that, right? All right, okay, all right. I also wanna, I also, okay, it probably will change to a 10 to a 15%. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, even if it's a 10 to a 15%, Rolex has increased their watches in the last 4 years. I don't know, probably 8 times, 9 times. It's crazy. I'm gonna say something because I just realized this. I saw a Rolex Submariner, white gold, black dial, blue ceramic bezel, and I was in shock uh, when that watch first came out. It had a retail price. If you guys don't know this, it had a retail price of $37,800. And ladies and gentlemen, I just finished looking at this. That watch has a retail price today, right now, of $48,800. That same watch, it was once, the number I just told you is now $48,800. So let's say another somebody said between a 10 to 15% increase. So there it is, another increase to that. So I don't know. Hopefully, okay, okay. So you think that's what it is then? Okay, they're probably they've been sent out already. Probably they prepared themselves already and those watches already here. Okay, Doctor Evil. All right. All right, so just be aware that on the 7th, because there's still people that come into our channel and leave messages and say what's going to happen on the 7th of August, because they don't know. They're skip hopping around through life like like rabbits, and they don't know what's going on. But they're still saying that the watch market is up and running. They'll tell you the watch market is up and running. I also want to also tell you something. I've been telling you guys for a long time that you cannot continue listening to these people out there. That a lot of you have been, mesmerized. If you guys don't, when I say the trans, the Pluto trans, ooh, the watch market is up and running. The watch market is up and running, and you guys fall for it. And you guys believe it that the watch market is up and running. You know, uh, I use mesmerize, the trance, and to make it simpler for you out there, to make it simpler, don't let these people brainwash you with what they believe is happening out there. Don't let them believe, don't let them, what Pluto does to olive oil. Pluto, from Popeye, whenever he wants to squeeze her, he just does the trance, the mesmerize, the brainwash, and she leaves Popeye and she runs with Pluto, and he hooks up with her and he does whatever he wants. And it's the same thing with all these different watch market update, channels, dealers, and all that good stuff. They're out there, ladies and gentlemen, and they're attacking you, and they have a big attack on you and on me. But I'm the one that's voicing everything out to you guys. You got that gentleman, the Walrus. That every week he has a different watch that he's pushing on you guys, and he's telling you this is the watch that's happening now. And you got the other one, the Hippo. He's also too pushing watches on you. You got the other gentleman, boxing eyes. He's telling you what's happening too. Exactly. And these people keep on telling you that this is the new watch. This is this is that. They've gone through so many watches. They've gone through so many different watch brands that they don't know what to do no more. And they come back to the watch that I keep on telling you that is the king of watches. The king of watches. No matter what they promote to you, if it's MB&F, if it's this, if it's that, they come back to the king of watches. So you guys gotta stop. If you guys are gonna watch these channels, you watch them and learn, or choose what you want to learn from what you're watching. But don't be telling people out there that the watch market is up and running because, you know, you know, exactly, Lou. You know, exactly. I gotta be careful when I use the word mashugana, but I'm gonna use it, because Mr. Lou used it. And you got people out there that they're telling you that, I heard the hippo saying this. I heard the walrus saying this. I heard the Jiminy Cricket say this. And you have all these people. I heard the fake Italian flat top monkey eyebrow say this. You guys gotta be smart. You guys gotta be smart, because I do my best to try to inform you what I think is something truthful. But you guys have to think, and analyze. What are these people doing? All these people are cutting a check. They're all cutting a check. You know, exactly. All of them. They're being squeezed. Like an orange juice. Squeezed. And I'm there, and I'm gonna tell you today. I have a watch market update that you're gonna be able to understand that they couldn't hold on to that sketch, to that artificial hype between them. They can't no more. They can't. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you a watch. I'm gonna talk to you about a watch right now, so you understand uh, how things are going already. How things are going. I'm gonna talk about a Rolex Date-Date. Listen and learn so you understand this. A Rolex Date-Date, white gold, olive green dial. This watch, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is a very, very, very beautiful watch. Reference number 228239. It has a retail price. You know, the retail price now is this is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It's crazy. But I have to tell you this, you know, and this watch at one moment was all the way up, you know, all the way up. I mean, I'm talking about all the way up. It was up to $85,000. You know, that is the younger brother of the olive green rose gold. You know, this is the white gold with the olive green. And 3 weeks ago, so you understand where we're at, they were asking for this watch $41,000, $42,000. This watch went all the way down that I gave watch market updates on that watch to $30,000 to $31,000, right? To $30,000 to $31,000. And I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you this watch market update on this watch so you understand what's happening already. It's rattling already. You know, it's this, you know, dismantling. You know, the wheels are falling off, the springs. You know, the screws. You know, everything is falling off because there's no more. You know, Papi, there's no more. I need to make money. This is the way they're thinking. Listen, I can't. You know, I want to continue reading your memo that you're sending out, that we're going to attack the whole watch community with these prices, but I need to make a living. And if I can't make a living, I'm going to have to sell my watch, and I'm going to have to get out of this memo group that you guys are sending me. You know, the memo group they send you, you know, Deputy Boxing Black Eye sends it out to all of them, and all of them follow it, like blueprints. But they can't, because no hay estilla, no hay dinero, no hay lana, no hay plata, no hay cuarto, no hay euros. There's no shekels, no hay nada. No money out there. No money, no honey. La situación está jodida. I want to ask you a question about that Rolex Date-Date olive green dial. I gave you the reference number. I gave you the retail price, you know, $47,500. What price am I going to tell you not to pay for that watch today? What price? Somebody say a price out there. You know, Dr. Evil, anybody say a price. Okay, that's it right there. Donna came in and he slapped everybody in the head right away, quickly. Don't pay. And listen to Mr. Donna, what he just finished telling you. Jesus Christ, where does he come from, Mr. Donna? Mr. Donna, to me, has to be working. I don't know, because Mr. Donna is one of my friends, you know? But it's incredible the price is just finished saying. Mr. Donna, the price is just finished saying. Mr. Donna just finished saying the price of $36,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, you do whatever you want. Remember, I tell you don't pay more than 30 and 31 some months ago. I'm going to tell you today, and you do whatever you want. All these Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market dealers are going to get steamed up with me again now. Because here it goes. But you heard Mr. Donut what he told you. You heard what Mr. Donut told you. Don't pay more, and I mean don't pay more than $34,000 in dumping. You understand me? That's where the watch market is already. Going down. You're not going to believe what somebody told me. They left me a message. All of you can go back to my messages so you can see what I'm talking about. Unbelievable, Dr. Evil. Unbelievable. You're not going to believe this. A person told me and left me a message that said, well, now the secondary grade watch market prices are going to go higher now because of the 39% tariff. Unbelievable, these people. Unbelievable. You know, you hear what they say and you go, unbelievable. I can't believe that this person is telling me that now that the tariffs are going to go up in prices, the secondary grade watch market dealers and backpackers, you know, Corona beer era backpackers, the prices are going to get bigger for them, higher. Hay que ser palomo. Hay que ser palomo, Dr. Ivo. Hay que ser palomo, muchachos. Ustedes no pueden ser lambones. This is the only watch market update that's going to tell you the truth and that is the most disliked in the watch industry. We are the most disliked watch market update channel in the world. Unbelievable, but true. Unbelievable. But I'm going to keep on telling you watch prices today. I feel that today we're going to have a big crowd because they want to listen to what I have to say. You know, I'm telling you, since you guys have been giving me a thumbs up and you've been subscribing, the channel is moving. The channel is moving because I'm going to keep on telling you this. This channel has been under attack. This channel has been under attack. You know for what? For speaking the truth. Can you believe being attacked for speaking the truth? That's unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. It's a sad thing, but it's the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you another watch market update pricing here. The next watch is a Rolex stainless steel Oyster Perpetual celebration collector's grave. The collector's grave. If you don't know what a collector's grave is, you Google it, because I'm not going to tell you. You collector's grave. And this is unbelievable. It's the one that has all those little balloons, green, yellow, orange, pink, all those different colors. Celebration, it had to go all the way up. It was going to go all the way up. When it will get discontinued, it was going to go all the way up, ladies and gentlemen. And this watch has a reference number of the 124300 with a retail price of $6,400. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to know, what price do you think this 41 millimeter, Oyster Perpetual has today? I want to know. I'm going to give you guys a hint because I'm stupid like that. I'm stupid like that. When it got discontinued, it went all the way up to $21,000, $22,000, $23,000. $21,000, $22,000, $23,000. Mr. Donut, since you're the only one playing this game, what price, realistic price, am I going to tell you don't pay for that Oyster Perpetual celebration? These are people which are, hyping their prices among themselves. They don't have no more leverage. They don't have no more leverage. Unbelievable. This gentleman that just said $18,000. Can anybody wants to join this gentleman, or should we leave him alone right there? Should we leave this gentleman all by himself? This gentleman, who's this gentleman? He's unbelievable. I think his name is Mr. Oscar 5. Oscar, I don't believe with that Oscar 5. Anyone knows? Nobody knows? You don't want to know it? Here it comes. Here it comes. No. You got to stay where Oscar was at, around there, Play with that number somewhere around there. But I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that celebration. Don't pay more. Here it goes, Nelson. Don't pay more than $17,200. And ladies and gentlemen, I swear it's going to continue dropping, Poppy. It's going to continue. Now is when it's going to take off now. It's going to take off now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, Scouts Honor, you do whatever you want. If you have that celebration and you pay that $21,000, prepare yourself to keep on seeing it dropping faster than Bill Clinton's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse. The watch market is dead. The watch market is dead in a backyard pool and floating face down like this. Dead. I know what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex two-tone. Two-tone, Wimbledon, unbelievable. Yellow gold with stainless steel with a Jubilee bracelet, 41 millimeter. Unbelievable, that gray dial, with that white, tennis marker on the 9, on the 9 o'clock, the little white stuff, the little stick there. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. Reference number 126333. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. This price of this watch is $16,100, the retail price. Does anybody know what I'm going to tell you not to pay for that beautiful Rolex? Beautiful Rolex. It's a Datejust, guys. Come on, it's a Datejust. but they call it the Wimbledon. Okay, we're gonna call it the Wimbledon. 41 millimeter Jubilee bracelet, yellow going stainless steel. What price am I gonna tell you guys? Let's see where you guys are at. We have a lot of people here today. We have a lot of people here today that they really are thirsty to know the prices of these watch market updates. That I have for you guys. How much? 13,500. We got a smart person around. We got a smart one here, ladies and gentlemen. 13,500. This is what I mean. We have, recovering tomato cans. Recovering. That they're really fighting to have it. They want to kick the can. They want to kick the tomato can, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, 15.5. Unbelievable, 13.5, 15.5. One more and I'll give it to you. That's one more, ladies and gentlemen. This is unbelievable. This is a great watch market update today, Unbelievable. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell all you dodo birds out there. I'm going to even tell Alex. I'm even going to tell Damon, They're here today. They're present here today. This is unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 34 organic watch channel subscribers. That is something unbelievable. 34 organic watch channel, And when I say the number, they run to the hills like zitches. They run to the hills like zitches. You know what a zitch is? You know what a zitch is? They run to the hills. When I say 30, now 31, they got scared, because they, le molesta el órgano, le molesta el hígado, it bothers them, it kills them, unbelievable. But ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that Wimbledon. And I want you to know there was a gentleman there that said 13.5. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want with that Wimbledon. You do whatever you want with that Wimbledon with the gray dial and the white little marker. Don't pay for that watch more than $13,700. And there it is for you guys. There it is for you guys. Permito. Again. The white market is dead. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, the other day, again, I was watching a channel. And I'm not ashamed to say it. And I was pretty impressed in the way these people work with you guys, I was watching, the gentleman with the boxing black eyes. And he was talking about a watch, the Azure. Azure, the Datejust Azure with the Roman dial, Azure, stainless steel Datejust, with an oyster bracelet. And he's talking about it's the most beautiful thing in the world, and the blue, doing the mesmerize, doing the Pluto trance, Pluto trance, the one that Pluto does to olive oil. And olive oil cheats on Popeye, because she's a little zitch. She's also a little, they obey. Exactly, they obey. But they can't because you guys have me. You guys have me that I got to come and defend you guys, It's a Datejust, with a Roman dial, blue Azure. And he's talking about it. This is a man that has 490,000 subscribers. We're going to be kind. We're going to say 490,000 subscribers on one channel, and the other one he has 80,000 subscribers. It's a shameful to see these kind of, so many subscribers, and it's sad when you see that in 24 hours they got 2,400 views. And then he's telling you people out there, the Azure Roman dial. I'm going to tell you this because I'm stupid. The reference number is the 126334. Roman dial, 41 millimeter. It's a Datejust, a Datejust. Retail price is $11,000, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, no sean gilipollas. No sean gilipollas. No sean gilipollas. Don't pay for that watch. And I mean, don't pay for that watch. If you pay more than that, you're a dodo bird. If you pay more than that, you're a possum kicker. If you pay more than that, you're a cow tipper. You pay more than that, you're a crayon eater. You're a palmolive dish licker. You understand me? Don't do it. Don't be tomato cans, ladies and gentlemen, and don't pay for that watch more. And I mean, don't pay more than $8,700 and dumping, okay? Dumping. Here it is. Dumping again for you guys. And it's dropping. I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something that you cannot continue believing these flim-flammers. You cannot continue believing these flim-flammers who have fleeced you for too long. You know what happened to Michael Jordan. You saw what happened to Michael Jordan. He wanted to be sitting down in the big round table. You know, round table with gentlemen that had 34 billion, 16 billion. And you had a little lonely basketball team, the Charlotte, I don't know what they will call the Charlotte Bumblebees, And he started playing around with those big boys, and those big boys, you know what they did to him? And if you don't know that, you Google it and you look for him. They fleeced him out of his, Charlotte Bumblebee basketball team. I'm telling you what it is. You tell them what it is, Mr. Donut. Explain to them so they know what happens when you play with these big boys. 36 billion and 16 billion, and you just have 1 billion. You're nobody there, man. You're nobody. They're gonna take your money. They're gonna take your socks off without taking off your shoes. They took his, basketball team. I'm just telling you what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just telling you. I'm a little bit today, I'm just telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it is. Big boys play serious games. Unbelievable, that Damon. Damon, let me leave some of this jungle juice, Let me do some of the jungle juice. I'm on fire today. This is going to be an unbelievable show. Unbelievable. It's my digestion. Exactly. And you know the story, Damon. You know it. You know the story. Bobby, they left him homeless. Let me explain to you something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk to you about a Rolex Daytona Ghost, white gold. This is a watch that has a retail price of $41,600. 40 millimeter, fully white gold. Casing and bracelet, unbelievable. Reference number 116509. Discontinue, collector's grade, collector's choice. You understand me? Collector's dream, collector's grave, collector's funeral curtains. We haven't said that in a long time. Collector's funeral curtains. Dead. This watch is dead. And they were telling all of you, when it gets discontinued, it's just going to go crazy. The ghosts. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to tell you the sad truth. You do whatever you want. Does anybody know what I'm going to tell you not to pay for that white gold ghost? Anybody? Just give me one number. One number, I take care of the rest. One number. Stop right there. Mr. Oscar 5, don't pay more. And I mean, this gentleman hit it in the head. Ding, 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 ding. He hit it in the head. Don't pay more than $34,000 and dumping. Dump. The watch market dead. The watch market dead. Control me, somebody. Control me. This gentleman, Oscar, hit it in the head. Control me. Esto se jodió. Se jodió. Watch market dead. Dead. The king. Dead. 36 organic watch channel subscribers. 21 thumbs up. Come on, guys. Don't you see my art? I'm a star, man. Come on, guys. I'm a star. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You know what you guys are waiting for? You guys are waiting to give a thumbs up. You know to who? To Deputy Boxing Black Eyes and his sidekick, Jiminy Cricket, the Chia Pet Spray Can Hair, and his friend, the Walrus, and his other friend, the Hippo. That's what you guys are waiting to give that, that little thumbs up. que son así, Kino. Kino, no te metas. No te metas, Kino. Quédate callado ahí, Kino. I have this under control. No te metas. No te metas. Oscar said 34, and when the show is over, I'll show you the 34. Because this is how this channel works. This is how this channel works. You know, I work too hard. I work too hard for my people, you know. You guys cannot continue drinking the Kool-Aid that they're giving you out there. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Stop giving away your children's tuition money. Stop spending your wife's 401k. The watch market is dead. Get it through your head. The watch market is dead. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about a watch. And those gentlemen over there, you know, from the West Coast, feet happy. You know, feet happy. You know, and they're giving you again, you know, their subliminal message. They're giving you the MK Ultra, you know, they're dropping it on you. You know, the two brothers, one is tall, one is short, one is smart, one is introverted. You know, they hang around with the guy from over there from Beverly Hills, you know, Toupee Wigman, you know. Pink jeans, yellow shoes, green belt, flower shirt, Toupee Wigman. And he was talking about, ladies and gentlemen, this is unbelievable. This is my channel is unbelievable. This I can't believe it. I can't believe this is my channel. 35 organic watch channel subscribers watching me today. This is serious stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This is incredible. And these people from over there, you know, from Feet Happy, they were giving you a subliminal message, and they were talking about a Rolex Daytona, stainless steel, you know, stainless steel Darth Vader, you know, stainless steel. Even the bezel is stainless steel, you know, with the black dial. Darth Vader. Oh, look, my son. You know, these people are unbelievable. That Darth Vader, stainless steel, black dial, you know, stainless steel, bezel. And they're talking about the reference number 116520 with a retail price of $14,900. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they're talking about, you know, $20,000, you know, $20,000. Well, let me let you know something about me. You know, Mr. Feet Happy, I'm going to rain on your parade. I'm going to rain on your parade. Don't pay for that Rolex Daytona stainless steel, fully stainless steel with a black dial. Don't pay more. I can't believe Mr. Donut. I can't believe Mr. Donut. These people are on fire, man. These people are trained by me. They're trained. They're trained by me. They're trained by me. Don't pay for that Daytona. Listen to me. Listen and learn. Listen and learn. Listen to what this gentleman is saying. $22,000. Mr. Donut, let's please help out this gentleman here. Help him out. He said $22,000. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay. Listen to me. Listen up, Feet Happy. Don't pay more, and I mean don't pay more than $17,500 and dead. That's all I got to tell you. That's all I got to tell you. That's all I got to tell you. I'm telling you, you need to talk to Alex. He'll tell you who I am. Alex will tell you who I am. Alex V. If you want to know, you talk to Alex V. That's what I got to tell you. This is the channel that makes it fun for you. This is the channel that makes it happy for you. You know? It makes you relax. You know? Now when you go to bed, you know, you relax. Your mind is relaxed. Because I gave you all this positive energy. Esto es increíble, Kino. Esto es increíble. Me siento bien hoy, Kino. El ginseng es bueno para la barriga, for my stomach. Unbelievable. I've been having, I don't know. Auctions are everywhere. Auctions is everywhere. Everywhere. I've been telling you that for the last 2 months. Everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something else now. We're going to be talking about a watch. Listen and learn. This is the Rolex Date-Date Platinum with a meteorite dial. Reference number 228206. Smooth bezel, you know? Not with the Reese's. You know the Reese's? You know, with the Reese's, the chocolate candy, the Reese's, it doesn't have that kind of bezel. You know, it's smooth, you know? Relaxation, you know? jungle juice. It relaxes my body because I got some air in my stomach. So my wife gives me this jungle juice, you know. So this has the Reese's Pieces. It doesn't have the Reese's Pieces, you know. It has a smooth bezel, you know, but it's platinum, meteorite dial. Reference number 228206, 228206, with a retail price. Okay, wow, I like that. With a retail price of $73,900. $73,900. Doc Mick in Florida said $55,000. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you because we say the truth in this channel. You know, we say the truth. When you hit it on the head, we let you know. And when you're there close, we let you know too. You know, we can't say 55 because if I say 55, I'm not being honest with myself. Not with you guys, with myself. And with Sweet Kid Kino. Kino's unbelievable. Kino's unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that Rolex Date-Date Platinum Meteorite Dial 228206. Retail price $73,900. Don't pay more with a smooth bezel. Don't pay more than $60,500. Down in dropping. Be careful in dropping. I know what I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about a watch. This is a watch that I want you to hear me, that in the Corona beer, you know, the Corona beer, the beach beer, the Corona beer. In the Corona beer era, this watch, and this is no lie, this is an off-catalog watch, Daytona. It went up to $1 million. $1 million. This watch was produced 19, ¿verdad? 19. Créeme. From 2019 to 2020, you know? Corona beer era, you know? 1920. And people were going crazy for this watch. They call this watch, it's an unbelievable watch. This is a Rolex yellow gold Daytona, you know, gold, orange, sapphire, you know. It's unbelievable, you know. It's an unbelievable watch. It's a rare dial. This is the reference number of this watch, ladies and gentlemen. I need you guys to hear me. It's the 116578 SACO. Saku, you know, Saku. Unbelievable, you know, with a mother of pearl diamond dials and orange sapphire. It's an unbelievable. They produced it from 19 to 2020. The Saku. You know what I'm trying to say, Alex. The Saku. I want you to hear this clearly, por favor, so you guys don't continue sending your money with the wire button, you know, and still giving it up. I have to save. At least I'm going to save a couple of people. I can't save all of you, but I'm going to try to save a couple of you. You know, I'm going to do my best. I do this work of art for free. A gentleman here is saying $300,000. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Es que sigue regalando dinero, Kino. Lo siguen regalando 300,000. 300,000, 301,000. Esto es increíble. 300,000, 301. ¿Están locos? ¿Están locos? Son unos palomos. Son unos palomos. Son unos palomos. Dame a tomar agua. El Jinxie no me está trabajando. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the watch that gentleman, trucking, unbelievable. We have a gentleman here with knowledge. His name is Christopher, you know. Listen to what he's talking about already. Look at the number he put up there. And look at the number that it was in that era of 2019, 2020. This is the watch. And I'm using today orange shirt to show you about that watch. Unbelievable. Orange, you know, the bezel, sapphire stones, you know, mother of pearl, diamond markers. Unbelievable, you know. and it was used to do, to do a, to be. It's unbelievable. These people. That guy, that guy with the trucking sweat stained hat with the jumbo white out ears, 4 feet 9 inches, skin tight leotard jeans, small little hands, size 6.5 shoes, the one that flim flam all these people of millions and millions of dollars, he sent his sidekick to go to California to do a drop off, in a Lear jet, you know, to take the pen, the watch, personally. And then when the guy got over there, Kakai, his name is Kakai. When Kakai got over there, he got robbed and they took the watch. They took it, right? That watch is the watch I'm talking about. That watch. And ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe from the Corona beer era how much this watch has dropped. You're not going to believe me, ladies and gentlemen. I got people here that come to see this channel to hear my prices. It's unbelievable. I sleep in their head. I sleep in their head, and I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this, but this is an off catalog. You have to be somebody real big to take you to the back door. The back door, they take you over there and they give you the collector's logo. They give you the collector's logo deep in there, and they give you that watch. And I'm telling you, it went from $1 million to $500,000 to 300,000. You ready for this? To 250,000. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a gentleman here that, he's telling you $205,000. $205,000. But let me fix up the secondary gray watch market. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch. Don't get scared, boys. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay more. Kino knows too much. He knows too much. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay more. Don't get scared. Don't pay more than $195,000 and dumping, 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 dumping. Jálame, Kino, para atrás. Jálame para atrás. Jálame, jálame, jálame más. Dumping, dumping. There. #1 watch market update show in the world. Take clips, cut my clips, and send them to everybody. Send them to everybody. Send my clips to everybody. You send my clips everywhere. #1 watch market update in the world. That's all I got to tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have another watch market update for you guys. Today, this is it. This is what I'm giving you today is la crema. I'm giving you the cream. Sí, quiero, me dan a mí esto. A mí me lo dan. Today I'm giving you the cream. Esta es la crema, papi, the cream. Kiro, son tan baratos que no me dan ni un thumbs up. Se quedó en 24. Se quedó en 24. Porque son unos lambones y unos palomos. Son lambones y palomos. Lambones y palomos. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Rolex. Yellow gold. Green crayon dial. Yellow gold. Yellow gold, green crayon dial. Reference number 228238. With a retail price of $44,200, ladies and gentlemen. The date, the date, unbelievable looking time machine. And ladies and gentlemen, you can continue doing whatever you want, and that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. In this channel, we tell you the truth. Even Fudinki knows that this is the real watch market update show. They know it. Even Fudinki. If you don't know who Fudinki is, you Google it. You Google it, I'll come out. You Google it, I come out. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more. No, we gotta be honest here, Mr. Donut. We have to be honest. Don't pay for that watch, ladies and gentlemen. Don't pay for that watch more than $50,500.
Watch market is dead. The watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you. So, right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about a watch that has been real quiet in the watch industry. It's been real quiet. If you want to learn something, you will learn it today. We're talking about a watch that's been really, really, really quiet. And I'm going to bust it open. I'm going to bust it open. I'm going to bust it open. Let me drink a little ginseng and I'll bust it open for you guys. I'm going to bust it up for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about a watch that's unbelievable. We're going to be talking about the Rolex Land Dweller. We're going to be talking about a rose gold Land Dweller, 40 millimeter. Unbelievable looking watch. White dial, reference number 127335. Has a retail price of $47,400. You know, I'm so good to you guys that I give you the watch brand, the model, the reference number, the retail price, and the price that I give. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. They won't dare to tell you. None of those Muppet boiler room secondary gray watch market channels and dealers won't dare to give you a reference number. And they will not even give you a retail price. Pero yo soy un palomo. I'm stupid like that. I do. I do because I'm stupid like that. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a beautiful watch because you gotta say the truth. You know, you gotta say the truth. The Land Dweller, white dot, 127335, 47,400 retail price. They had this watch, you know, it's incredible. At $170,000. 170. At $160,000. You know, $125,000. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the truth and nothing but the truth. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. You do that, you know, for you to get that watch, they take you to the back door again. You know, what a shame. What a shame. What a shame. They take you to the back door. Alex, they take you to the back door. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, listen up, and learn. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay more than $86,000 and dropping. It's dropping, Poppy. It's dropping. It's dropping big, big, big. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex stainless steel Oyster Perpetual, 36 millimeter, beige dial. Reference number 126000, 36 millimeter. 36 millimeter. Ladies and gentlemen, it has a retail price of $6,350. And I'm going to tell you simply, don't pay for that watch. And even, don't pay more, even $10,000. Don't pay more than $10,000. That's all I got to tell you. Is don't pay more than $10,000. You do whatever you want. Don't pay more than $10,000. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a watch here because a subscriber has been following this watch for the last, I've been telling you about this watch for the last 3 months. And for the last 3 months, this watch has been dropping. And this watch was a watch that was over $700,000. A solid $700,000. Solid $700,000. We're talking about an AP Royal Oak X Titanium. You know the BMG X Titanium. You know, unbelievable. 16202 XT. You know, burgundy smoke dial. You know, Wolverine. You know that guy, Wolverine. You know what I'm talking about with the big. You know what I'm talking about? That guy. You know, Wolverine. You know, beautiful, Papi. I gotta tell you, this is a masterpiece of a watch. You know, titanium. You know, all those letters they use, BMG, X, you know, X-Man. I don't know what that means, you know, smoke burgundy dial. You know, and I've been telling you about this watch. I want to hear people like Damon like Mr. Donut, Dr. Evil, Nelson, Christopher, Alex. What price am I going to tell you about that watch? You like him heavy, okay, okay, but those guys that push the buttons, they like it like that. The push button guy. The push button guys. This watch has dropped and dropped and dropped, and it's out of control the way it's dropping. There's no takers out there. There's no takers. No takers. There's no takers out there. Coño. I'm not even gonna say his name. I'm just gonna say coño. I'm not even gonna say your name, sir. I'm not even gonna say your name. Ladies and gentlemen, this watch has dropped so much. It's incredible, Bobby. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you, this watch at one moment it was really strong, strong, strong pain. Like that. Wire, 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 wire. You know what I'm saying? Wire. Just wire. Those guys. Those people. Big people. They too much. And I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Wolverine 39 millimeter. BMGX titanium 16202 XT burgundy smoked dial. Unbelievable. Here it goes. Don't pay for that watch, sir. Sir, listen to me. No sea palomo. No sea lambón. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more than $154,000. $154,000. Don't do it, Papi. Don't do it. Don't give your money away no more. Don't do it. A gentleman in this channel said, don't pay more than $150,000. Don't pay more than $154,000. It's dropping faster than Bill Clinton's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse. You do whatever you want. Next watch is a AP Royal Oak Skeleton. Reference number 15407BA. B. B as in boy, A as in apple. B as in boy, A as in apple. Double balance wheel, open work, 41 millimeter. Unbelievable. The BA special. The BA special. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you quickly so you make arrangements and you don't get flim flam out there. Don't pay for that beautiful Rolex that AP Royal Oak Skeleton 15407BA, double balance wheel, open work, 41 millimeter. Don't pay more, and I mean don't pay more than $164,000. $164,000. I'm gonna give you the last watch market update of the evening. I really am. I'm tired. My body aches. My body aches. I need to relax already today. I need to relax. Too much ginseng is getting me upset, Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex two-tone rose gold with stainless steel. The Yacht-Master 44 millimeter with the blue hand. With the blue hand. Not the Mercedes-Benz hand. The blue hand. Reference number 116681 with a retail price of $25,400. Let's see how good you guys are. What price am I going to tell you for this watch? It's under the retail price. How much am I going to tell you? Mr. Damon, Mr. Damon. Nobody knows. Here it goes, guys. Here it goes. Don't pay for that watch more than 17,000. You didn't see what that gentleman just put down? I said $17,000. As soon as I opened my mouth, it came out. You guys don't believe me? Wow. $17,000. There it is, guys. 17. He hit it in the head. He hit it in the head. We had today in this watch market update, we had like three subscribers that hit the numbers right in the head. And this gentleman, Christopher, hit it in the head. Christopher Ligore, hit it with 17K right in the head. Don't pay more than $17,000. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy this watch market update and you learn as much as I learned. You know, I really hope you guys learn as much as I learned. You know, I try to give you as much as I can. I try to, guide you to the right place. And I'm happy because 3 people hit the numbers right in the head. And to me, that's incredible. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for being here with me today. Spending some time with me. If you guys ain't here, this channel will not continue growing. And thanks to you guys, this channel will still continue. It's continuing growing. It's growing. I'm telling you, if you look at it, it's growing. I don't know what happened. I think they had the doors like this and won't open up. I don't know. Something is going on, So again, thank you very much. I want to wish you guys a wonderful evening. I really do from the bottom of my heart. I want to wish all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, really. Thank you to all of you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and like me and Sweet Kid Kino say always, take care and brush your hair. Peace. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for your support. Thank you very, very much. Grande, grande, grande.